Despite the recent rotation from value back to growth stocks, there are these three small cap oil stocks that are outperformed during this period and also set to rally up to test the higher price targets. So at the end of the video, I am also going to answer some of the questions that pop up in my Telegram group. So do stick to the end of the video. Alright, so let's get started. The first stock is OIS. So this is Oil States International. So let's have a look at the price structure here. So at the first glance, definitely is kind of stuck within this big trading range. And this is the first time that is having an attempt to break out, but you can see that there's a failure right there, and there's a ton of the supply together with the down wave, but it did not really take the stock all the way back to test the swing low. So this is a sign of the strength. So it just formed a higher low right there. So you can see that this is the low and a higher low. So this is looking great in terms of the overall structure. So now let's just zoom into the recent price action and with the recent swing high as the pivot. So I have two pivot right here. So the first two resistance, I can say. So you can see that right after this sell off, with a huge amount of the supply, here come another test. So here's one test, second test as a lower low, and we can see that supply has been decreasing. And finally, right after that, there's a rally up. So this is the rally that we can expect, and followed by a relatively shallow type of the pullback. So definitely something has changed. So we see that some awesome demand come in on this upwave, followed by a relatively shallow type of the reaction, and most importantly, form a higher low. So the low, higher low, and change of character on the way out, and then we start a up move right there. So at the moment is just testing this gap resistance. So this is a resistance zone. You can see that the first time it actually tested the resistance zone right there. That comes with spike of the volume, spike of the supply. In fact, there is some supply come in. Here we see the rejection tail. However, the reaction to the downside wasn't impressive. So it's just a normal type of the pullback, and it's just continue to resume upwards. So right now it's just having some sort of the attempt to break above the resistance. So if you can just break above the immediate resistance somewhere around 8.6, let me just over there. Yeah, it's about 8.6. It's very likely to test this previous swing high at about that's 9.5. But there's one thing to take note here. You can see that there is a spike of the supply right here at the last bar. So last Friday, there's a spike of the supply, failed to come in above the resistance level. So I will probably expect some form of the pullback to have another test, and before you can resume and have an attempt to break out. So far, the development is generally bullish. So definitely look out for trading opportunities, whether you want to wait for some sort of the commitment above 8.5, or you can just wait for the reaction to unfold and spot for some sort of the bullish reversal type signal, and you can just trade it to the upside with a stop probably below 7.5, so it's around there. Or if you want, you can place below this bullish momentum bar for more conservative stop loss. Otherwise, just wait for some commitment to the upside, wait for the breakout type of a signal, and that is another approach as well. So this is OIS. Overall is very bullish. By the way, if you enjoy my video so far, I will appreciate if you can just like the YouTube video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, and that would mean a lot to me. Alright, back to the video. Next stock is KOS. Okay, this is KOS, Cosmos Energy, and is 3.7 at the moment. So it's quite a penny stock. So we definitely need to watch our risk. Usually the penny stock is very volatile. So again, is having very similar structure to the previous stocks. So you can see that the first attempt to break out actually failed because that somehow draw up some sort of the supply, and we see the reaction is just a typical type of the reaction back to probably one half of the range. So just form a high low right there, and this is a bullish character in terms of the structure strength. So let me just zoom in and focus on the recent price action. So at the first glance, some people probably recognize this sort of the pattern, maybe cup and handle. But anyway, whichever pattern you spotted, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that definitely there is a higher low throughout. So we have a low, higher low, and definitely we have a breakout, and it's currently just holding up the gain and is committed above the swing high resistance level. So I think this is quite significant. There's one thing that worry me is also the last bar. So last Friday, we see a spike of the supply that comes with a bearish result. So that suggests probably will start a reaction right there. So at the moment, if this is a sign of strength rally, then probably we'll expect some sort of the backup action as a test. So we just need to see how the test unfold. Ideally, if we can just have some sort of the shallow type of the pullback, maybe tested the this bar here. So that would be generally bullish. So definitely watch out for some sort of the reversal signal. If you can just have pullback, tested the bar here, and maybe going up and forming some shallow type of the pullback. Otherwise, you just wait for a breakout signal where you can come in above the recent swing high resistance level, and that will be another approach for breakout trading as well. So far, short term, I definitely expect a reaction because of the spike of the supply, but generally medium to long term, I think that is generally bullish. If you can just break above the recent resistance level, then there is certainly more upside ahead, probably around 5. So 5 is quite a natural place for another reaction to unfold because previously as a resistance level, and this is where the selling began last time. Okay, so this is KOS. I think in general is still very bullish. Okay, so this is the stock. Next, NEX next tier oil fuel solutions. So generally, it's still forming up higher low structures throughout, and let's just focus on the recent price action and especially on this structure. So probably a kind of a routing bottom type. So we first see a sell-off that comes with generally aggressive price action to the downside and also some form of the supply, increasing of the supply, and followed by a lower low test. And eventually we have a change of character right here. So this is definitely a good up wave that comes with a consistent volume suggesting that demand come in, and that has been tested with a shallow type of the pullback reaction that comes with a low volume. So overall, the price and volume relationship are aligned very well. So right now, is attempt to break out of the previous swing high level. There is some form of the supply come in, so we can see that supply is increasing. Also, there is quite a few attempts, but still unable to break through. And also, again, this is a very similar observation. Last Friday, the last bar here also comes with the increasing of the supply together with the bearish results. So again, short term definitely expect some sort of the reaction to unfold. We just need to see where it will take us to. So probably I think we'll back to test the low here. So if you can just form another reversal type of the signal, that could be good for a short-term long entry with the anticipation to test the swing high here. Otherwise, again, you can just wait for the breakout. So just want to see some form of the commitment show the breakout. So that is another possibility. Otherwise, I think another way we can expect is some form of the short-term consolidation just under the resistance level, pending for a quality breakout. Okay, so this is next. I think is still very bullish. So in terms of the price target, if you can just break out of this resistance successfully, the next target would be somewhere around here. So that will be very logical place, 7. So 7 is the next target that I'm looking at. So we just need to be patient and wait for the breakout or any type of the signal that is suitable for your entry. All right, so this is next. And now let's just enter into the Q&A session. Let me put up my Telegram channel. I think there's a few stocks or index to watch. So the first stock, Sora asking is, please review Tesla. Okay, so actually I have reviewed Tesla in my last Sunday video. Never mind, we can just still take a look at the Tesla. But I won't go into detailed analysis. So if you want for more detailed analysis, just refer to my last Sunday video, because I actually compare Tesla together with the China electric vehicle like NIO, Xiaopeng, and also Li Auto. So I think that will be beneficial as well. So last Sunday video, I think is somewhere around here, just before the breakout. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So this is the bar close last Sunday, and I just mentioned that I actually bullish on Tesla. You can just refer back to the video because of the consolidation, and this is a tight consolidation, and you can see that it's just waiting for a breakout. And I also talk about where the China electric vehicle has entered into some form of the overbought and is due for a pullback. So far, Tesla has already broken out from this whatever triangle and is on the way to test the swing high level. So this is the development so far. So 720 is the resistance that we are watching closely. And if we just zoom in, definitely some form of the supply come in where there's a gap up action. So you can see that there's a rejection tail despite the close or the progress to upside is definitely still up, positive. But next bar last Friday, definitely some form of the reaction come. We just need to see how the reaction will unfold. But overall, I still expect that despite whatever reaction that will just unfold, it will still probably go back and test the swing high resistance at about 720, or even higher to take the higher target at about 750 before another significant reaction will come. So this is Tesla. Overall, it's still bullish, but definitely stuck within this structure. So this is the change of character, and here's the trading range on a slightly longer time frame that we're looking at. All right, so Tesla. So let me go back to here. Okay, so okay, Alibaba. Mel, okay, I'm interested in investing in Alibaba. I would like to ask, Alibaba is both listed in both US and Hong Kong. Which one do you recommend? What's the recommended entry point? Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Okay. Yeah, Alibaba. Let's have a look here. So let's go to have a look at this is Baba, New York Stock Exchange. All right. So let's see. Let me remove this. Okay. So for investing, definitely one thing that you might want to consider is your approach. So whether you are position trading or you are really doing some sort of the value investing. So if you're doing some form of the value investing, you might want to do your own due diligence to use the discounted cash flow or whatever estimating methods that you can just calculate the intrinsic value or the projected growth, or based on PEG, based on whatever method that you can think of or have learned throughout your journey. But for me, I would just approach investing from a trading point of view, like position trading. So definitely that we can see that there is huge courses built So this is the markup phase. Sorry about that. Let me delete that. Okay. So this is the markup phase, and this is a topping up formation. And here's the reaction, and that sets up the trading range. So this is the trading range that lasted for probably around 1.5 to 2 years. And right after the trading range, we can see that there is a breakout happen. So this is the breakout, but eventually it just formed another trading range itself. So this is another form of the trading range. And you can consider this as a sign of strength rally or the minor sign of strength rally. And this is the minor backing up action. So based on this form of the accumulation structure, so this accumulation structure containing all the causes built, and therefore there is enough fuel in a tank to project to the upside. However, you can see that after this run up, so this is the run up here, here comes another reaction. So this whole chunk here is the reaction, and there's a lot of thing going on for Baba, like suspend of the NIPO. Jack Ma is missing, but I think he's back. Also investigating of the China big tech companies, Alipay, and all sort of thing is happening with Chinese government just try to regulate the big tech sector better. So right now, if we just look at maybe we look at the weekly chart. So I think that is a more appropriate time frame for investing. Okay, so you can see that this is probably a major sign of strength rally. While this is a minor, this is a major, and right here we are having a major backing up action in order to complete this whole chunk here. So this is the accumulation structure. So at the moment, you can see that the support is right here. So this is the support or the support zone. If I use this, so this is a support area somewhere around 200 to about 230. So I think in terms of the entry price, generally we want to buy at the support level. So here we go. This is the support area, 200 to 230. So the next support level obviously will be somewhere around 160. So depending on your strategy, whether you want to accumulate on the way down or you want to wait for some form of the confirmation to accumulate on the way up. So for example, if it still continue to fail, some people will see that there is a value inside and they could just keep accumulating. But some people will just wait until it can just sort of confirm and move to the upside. So if you want, you can just accumulate on the way down or on the way up. So that's your strategy. And in terms of entry price, definitely I advocate to buy on the support area. So 200 to 230 right now is the support area. And next level will be 180. So there's a support. In terms of Hong Kong or US, I think there's not much difference between the price structure. So if we look at Hong Kong, I think this is BABA, SW, yeah, this is a Hong Kong exchange. So quite a lot of the China companies that listed in US are seeking for dual listing in both US and Hong Kong. I think that's partly also because of the recent development, like the US might want to delist some of the China shares, so that might cause a problem. So if you think this is a problem, then definitely go for Hong Kong BABA. I think there won't be any type of the problem like that, like delisting because of a threat to their security, things like that. So I don't really want to further comment on that part. So in terms of the price structure, I don't see there's much difference. So generally, you can see that it's right within this area. So this is a support area. Otherwise, next support area will be somewhere around 170. So if we look at this purely this price structure here, there is definitely a pattern. Call it probably a falling wedge or the descending wedge. There is a shortening of the downward thrust. So what I mean is the downward thrust, so this is a thrust to the downside is getting shorter with the decreasing of the supply. So suggesting that I think the down momentum is fading, so there's not much down momentum, but definitely we need to see some form of the quality demand and together with the bullish price action in order to confirm there is a bottoming and also reverse to the upside. Okay, so this is Baba Hong Kong. All right, so hopefully I answer your question. So let's see what else. Okay, I truly enjoy reading analysis, growth, Tiger. Yeah, I like Tiger. Tiger and football so far is they are performing very well, and I still like them. They're great for trading as well. Okay, and Chen Chen Xiu Wang, Dow, Nasdaq, S&P 500 have all gone up a lot. Will a strong pullback expected soon? Okay, this is a good question. Let's see what Dave has to say. A pullback is in the plan around mid-July before we make our way up again to on the year on the end of the year based on the reports and different analysis. Okay, thanks for that, Dave. I don't really read up a lot with that kind of the report, so I don't really know when will the correction come. Okay, so be nimble in your trade and know your target price and get in and out and have cash ready to pick up. Yeah, certainly this is good advice. Definitely stick to your trading plan. And I think most important part is you need to stick to your trading plan and also just to analyze individual stocks or especially your portfolio one by one. So let's have a look at the market, the broad market. You can see that this is the broad market. Here on the left hand side here, we have the S&P 500 and this is the Russell, this is the Dow and this is Nasdaq. So let's have a quick look here. S&P 500 is at all-time high. We can see that currently is right at the top or very close to the previous swing high level. So I don't really rule out a chance for S&P 500 to have a sort of another uptrust, go back, test the low or even from a higher low. So this is possible as well. So if we just take a look at the slightly larger picture, so you can see that overall, here is the trend. So we have uptrend. Here is the trading range. And again, this Dow Jones, here is the uptrend. Here is the trading range. And for Russell, let's zoom out a little bit. So here is the trend, uptrend. Here is the trading range. And for Nasdaq, here is the uptrend. And here is the trading range. We got the apex formation, or you can just simply treat it as a rectangle, so just a trading range. So right now, the context is that we are still probably within the trading range until we see some confirmation. And this is very clear for Dow after a spring, so just a temporary commitment below the support and followed by a recovery up. So definitely this is still a trading range. And for Russell as well, definitely still within this trading range, bouncing up and down. So we need to understand the context of the whole market. So the whole market is still having a rotation, a sector rotation since I think last year September. So since last year September, there is a rotation going on, but it's probably in the index we only see it reflect quite clear here. There's February tech sell-off and rotating back to the down. So this is a value. So value going up. So there are quite a lot of the rotation going on back and forth from initially from tech to value, and recently just from value back to tech. But anyway, I just suspect that probably we'll see another rotation this week or next week soon from tech back to value. So that doesn't necessarily mean that in terms of the index, it will just go back all the way to test the swing low. It will simply means that some of the weak stocks, that the underperformed stocks, will just go back to test the swing low or even form a lower low. But some of the stocks that have the strength or the outperforming stocks that will probably go into a consolidation or even just probably enter in a slow growth, like unlike the markup stage, it probably just going up, down, up, down, up, down, sort of like adjusting the adjusting the gradient of the growth. So instead of going up like this gradient in a very short period of time, it might just sort of entering into this mode. So this is one thing that we need to watch out during the sector rotation, and it can be very tricky. That's why I just encourage you to just look at the individual stocks, have your stocks, have your stops set, and also watch out to take profits. So if you think that it's time to take profits, then you just take profit. Otherwise, you just use a trailing stop to manage your trade so that you won't see your profit get wiped out. So that's probably my view. Okay, so in terms of the correction, well, so far I don't really see any correction right here. Especially down. Down is going up. Definitely expect to test the swing high level. In terms of the Nasdaq, well, it's breaking out, and I think it's at all-time high. There's nothing to worry about in terms of the volume. Nothing yet threatening. So I don't really see any reversal signs. So until we see some sort of the change of character bars, if what I mean as a change of character bar is something like this. So this sort of the big bearish bar with the spike of the supply, then we probably will need to be alert and watch out for a reaction. So far, I think it will just keep going up until we see some changes coming. All right, so this is my view about the broad market indices. And let's see if there is any more question. Okay, I think the other questions are related to Malaysia stocks. All right, so thanks for watching. And if you'd like to learn more on how to increase your winning rate and also look out for other trading opportunities, definitely check out the video that showed on the screen. And also just join my Telegram group channel or the email list for the ad hoc market update. So the link is in the description below. All right, thanks for watching. I will talk to you soon.